Hello everybody, this is Dottie Berry coming to you from Blaine, Washington. I'm known as the Google Hangout Maven and a digital media branding pro. So I'm going to be showing you some things about setting up Google Hangouts. Now, I couldn't do this being on a Google Hangout and show you because there have been some points that you wouldn't have been able to see because being on a Google Hangout, it tells you you're already in one. So I'm using Camtasia Studio to record this. But I just want to say that I'm not going to go through how you get a Gmail, how you connect that to your Google Plus account, and how you connect that to your YouTube channel. You're going to need, that's another whole training. I'm going to assume that you have Gmail, that you're connected up to Google Plus, and you'll know if you see right here, that means that you are totally connected up, to your Google Plus. And it'll just show right there. But when you go to set these things up, it'll just walk you through it. If you try to set up a Hangout and you don't have things connected, it'll tell you got to do this, you got to do that. So that's step one, is to get those three things connected. If you don't have a YouTube channel, you can't run Google Hangouts, because here's the deal. Google bought YouTube several years ago. Why did they do that? Well, they were forward thinking in putting this whole platform together. Think about it for a second. Google owns YouTube. That's like your family. Who do you give the loving to? Your family. So in SEO, Google gives a lot of loving to those YouTube videos that are called Google Hangouts. So bottom line is, if you want to brand yourself, if you want to be a leader, get off those conference calls that you're doing all the time. They don't get any SEO juice. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them. I do them all the time. They serve a purpose. But if your goal is to be out there as a leader, to brand yourself, to brand your business, do whatever you're doing and engage with people, okay? This is where it's happening. It's happening on Google Hangouts. And you can actually have up to 10 people participating in a Google Hangout. Now, this is a distinction. You can either be viewing the Google Hangout or you can be in the Hangout. It's kind of like being at a basketball game. You can either be playing in the game or you can be sitting in the stands watching the game, okay? It's just like that with Google. You're either participating in the Hangout or you're watching the Hangout. And there's three different kind of Hangouts that you can actually do. Well, not three, there's two different kind of Hangouts. I'll be more specific about there. There's private Hangouts and there's Hangouts on air. And you can set up an event and then give the link over to your event at the last moment, because you only set up Hangouts on air closer to the time that they're starting. With private Hangouts, you can set those up ahead of time, and I'm going to show you how that works. So bottom line, I'm going to go over private Hangouts, how to set up events, how to set up the Hangout on air, and bring it over and, put the link in your event or send it to people or whatever. And we're going to just kind of look at, okay, why would you actually want to learn about Google Hangouts and Power Lead System, the system where you can actually simulcast Hangouts? Well, the reason you want to do that is because you can be a real leader of a team. And think about going back to the SEO juice. Let's say you have a team of 100, 200, 500 people of an organization, a group, anything, a network marketing company, whatever it is. Let's say you all are simulcasting together. What does that really mean? Well, that means like if I set up the Hangout like I'm doing for Power Lead System and my Gold Nugget Hangouts, and I created a special code for you all so that you could simulcast now my Hangouts on your own Power Lead System page, then you position yourself as a leader. You use my Hangouts to help train people, and then guess what? When you get to that point where you want to do your own Hangouts, hey, go for it. My goal is not to keep you tied to me. My goal is to help create leaders. And that's what I want you to do, is to become empowered in doing what you're doing. So let's just start right here. Let's say that you are going to actually create a private Hangout. A private Hangout is not recorded. Let's say I just want to get together and mastermind with a team, or I want to have a special call with somebody. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just click on my calendar. Now, right now I'm in Gmail, okay? So I'm going to go to my calendar. And let's say that I want to set up a Hangout Friday morning at, I'm just going to put Hangout test or Hangout for PLS test, okay? So I would just put in whatever it was. I can put in the description. I can choose my time, so it puts it in my time zone. This is 11 a.m. Pacific time. And then I can go over here and put emails in. But what I do a lot is, rather than having people hunt and peck for that email with the link to become, you know, a participant, let's say I might want to just put in my email, plsleverage@gmail.com. I can add that in there. So that's coming to me right now, okay? Now, what I can do is just save, well, first of all, I want to add video call, okay? And then I want to go down here and I can put in, this is a special private hangout for special PLS people. Okay, that's what I could put, anything. So I'm going to put private, and so it's going to click that it's busy on my schedule so I don't, you know, put somebody else in there. And it will remind me 30 minutes before, etc. So this is just a private hangout. Now, I'm going to leave checked invite others, because let's say I put in one person's address and told them, the person that wanted me to set this up for the group, hey, look, you go ahead and send it out to anybody you want to invite to the private hangout as long as we don't go over 10 people total. They can be on the hangout asking questions, okay? So we would just go ahead and do that. So if I actually set it up this way, lots of times what I do, I'll either tell somebody, look, I'll private message you the link. If I don't want to fool with getting everybody's emails, I can actually just send them a link. So I'm going to save that, okay? Now, when it's time for me to start, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here, and I'm just going to click on join the video call. And you're going to see this happen right in this window. Now, this is why I couldn't be on a hangout and show you how to set it up, because the minute I would have clicked on that, it would have said, you know, you're in a hangout. Now, it's going to show my picture right there. I mean, I should really just, you know, get presentable, huh? Oh, my goodness, it's so funny here. Okay, so you're seeing me right now as I'm sitting here setting this up, and I'm going to click on join. So right there, I'm able to send other people a link. Now, up in the browser, okay, I go up here. Let me see if I can move this up right now. I've got this screen below. Hang on a second. All right, there we go. You see this right here? I'm going to highlight that. That right there is what I could actually send anybody that wanted to participate in this. Remember when I said I can email all of them? Well, what if I don't have their email addresses? I just send it to one key person and tell them, you invite the people, but I'll also do the courtesy. And the courtesy is that I'll take that link and I'll tell them, look, expect a Facebook message from me, you know, prior to our private hangout. And anytime we're going to do a hangout, I tell people, look, get there, be logged in 15 minutes ahead of time, especially if somebody's never done a hangout. Lots of times before I do any live hangout, I will make sure that I've done a private hangout. For instance, recently I did a live hangout for the cast of Mom's Got Game on the Oprah Winfrey channel. My former player, Valerie Steele at the University of Kentucky, she's part of that cast. So we decided we were going to do a live hangout. Well, none of them had ever done hangouts. So we had a private hangout. It's a good thing we did. We worked an hour and a half just to get everybody learning how to get on a live hangout. So see, the last thing you want to do is have a live hangout and nobody knows what they're doing. It won't look good. So you do a private hangout before, get everybody set up, knowing what they're supposed to do, and then it's all good to go. And also you teach them, look at me, I'm looking right into the camera. What people have a tendency to do is if they'll start looking down at the people in the hangout, like if I start doing like this right now, they're like looking, and so all you see is the top of their head. So these are little training things. And a shout out to Neil Guess, because I got him to looking right into the camera. You go back and look at some of his early hangouts, and you watch how he looked away, and you felt like, I said, Neil, you've got such great information, but I feel like you're not there. So now, look at the last few hangouts Neil has done. He is absolutely extraordinary, off the charts, fantastic. So my hat's off to you, Neil, for just being willing to learn. You know, you've exemplified in your learning to be on hangouts like people have to learn when they come into the PLS system. You know, they don't know it already, and you didn't know that aspect, and I was very privileged to work with you a little bit on that and have some fun time. Because, you know, I actually did the first hangout ever for PLS with Michael Price and Neil Guess. And it was a lot of fun. It was before the launch. So we started doing these things early on, having a good time. But anyway, okay, back to this. Now, that is the link that I would send to somebody on Facebook. Also, as I've mentioned, they would already have that if they had received an invitation via email. So also, I want to go down here. I'm going to just kind of click on some links down here, see if it'll come up. I don't want to invite anybody else right now. Okay. Oh, I've got to get over here so you can see some of the things. I'm having to move the screen around a little bit. You have all kinds of buttons over here. Okay, this is a chat. Okay, I can go to chat. Excuse me, right there. This is screen share. Okay, I can take a picture of myself right now. Let's say you had a dynamic group. Let's say you finally got Oprah on your Hangout. You better get a picture of that. So just click there. This is the Hangout toolbox, okay? So in the Hangout toolbox, and I'll wait till the live one to show this in a minute too. In the toolbox, you can actually set up a banner, okay? I'm going to just kind of point these out on this private Hangout that I've set up. That's the control room. Google Effects, hey, you can put on party hats. It's wild and crazy. You know, let me just show you how fun that is. There's the Google Effects. You go over there. I mean, if you're just being wild and crazy one day and it's not a major business call, let me see here. How about a crown on my head? I don't know if that's going to work. There we go. I should have a crown. Oh, there's a crown on my head. How exciting is that? If I want to take the crown off and put a party hat on, I can do that. Woohoo! Now, if I click on it again, it's going to remove my party hat. So the bottom line is, this is how you have a Hangout. It's really fun, a lot of cool things. And let me just click here. Hang on one second. Oh, how did I get that mask on? That's pretty amazing. Let me get that one off. Oh my goodness. Oh, I can't be, I think that's a cat or something, and I'm allergic to cats, so I'm like, I got to get that baby off. Okay. Okay, anyway, that's kind of fun. I'm going to end that one because I want to go and show you how to do a private, an on-air Hangout. So let's just get out of that Google Hangout, okay? Very simple to do, though, when you're setting things up. Let's say that you get bumped off. Well, you just go back there and you just click on Join the Hangout again. You see how easy that is? I just click on it once. I've set it up in my calendar, a private Hangout. I just click on it again. It's good to go. It says you are about to join a Hangout. So there I am. I'm going to end that again. Okay. Let's go over here now to, let's look at something else. We want to look at, I'm going to close that out. We want to say, okay, I want to go to Google+, and what I want to do is I want to set up in Google+ an event. So there, if you put your mouse over your home tab right here, it's going to just pull up some different things you can go to. Your profile, people, photos, communities. Oh, there it is, events. Okay, so let's say I want to set up an event. I'm going to go over here and set up my event. Now, I want to draw a distinction. Setting up an event is not setting up your live Hangout on air. Let me say that again. Setting up your event is not going to set up your live Hangout on air. That is simply a framework that gives you an event page, and then you have to either beforehand, and I'm going to show you the way I do it. I like to go ahead and have, for instance, plsgoldnuggets.com. I mean, when you have that, you just go to that. I insert the code into that link, and people can have that way ahead of time. It doesn't matter if I put the actual live Hangout link in there 5 minutes ahead of time. It'll show up on that page, and boom, da boom. When we start at 10 o'clock on each Tuesday night, Eastern Standard Time, there it is. Now, granted, I set up those Hangouts about 45 minutes to an hour ahead of time so that I can make sure I check my systems. You know, you don't want to be waiting until the last minute. And particularly if you're having guests, I want to get all the, participation code to those people ahead of time so that they have plenty of time to get the link and be on there, 15 minutes prior. So let's just say that we're going to create an event right here. All right. Right here, I'm going, well, I want to change that, okay? I want to put in a different photo. So I can go down here And I can upload something, or let's just say I want to use a photo that's down here. I could use Power Lead System. Let's say I could use my Google Hangout one, Hangout Maven. Let's just say I want to use that, okay? And then I'm just going to click on one. So now I've only got a certain amount of room. I'm going to spread that out, and I'm going to say, okay, let me see how much I can kind of get in there. So, and I could go back and create one that would fit there exactly, but let's just save that for now, okay? So I'm going to save that. All right, so you see that it's like, so I could put in there, let's say that I was going to do it on when? Let's say I was going to do it on Friday, all right? So I would say that I was going to do that on Friday at, it says 11 a.m. Okay, good to go. All right, so let's just go over here and say event options. It says that guests can invite other people. That's cool. Guests can add photos. If you say, I don't want anybody adding photos, we just uncheck that. Whatever you want. If you want to hide the guest list, you can do anything. Now, advanced here, show more options. Let's look at that. Now, why do I want that? Because this is where I can go ahead and put in a link. Remember I told you that I could put in plsgoldnuggets.com. Well, that way I've already got that link there. So if I send out somebody an invitation to this event, that's all they need to know is that link. They don't need the live hangout link that I'm going to put in there 5 minutes before they show up to the party. See, when you're having a party, all that matters is when you open the doors, everything is good to go. It doesn't matter if the things got out on the buffet table 5 minutes before the doors open at the time you invite people in. So that's what this is. You can put anything else here. If you want to say a location, you can, if you've got something you want to put where you're at, you want to put online, whatever you want to put. And this says that you can put ticket seller information. We're not selling tickets. You can put YouTube, I'm not using that. I'm using Power Lead System. See, I want to have my custom page in there. Otherwise, if you're doing a Google Hangout, it just shows up as just kind of a boring Google Hangout, which is nothing wrong with it. It's a free platform for that part. But I really like mine to look professional. And then you invite the names, okay? So I could say, now I'm not going to invite anybody right now because this isn't going to be a hangout that actually happens. But you can invite individuals, you can invite groups, whoever you want to come to your event, then you just do that. And then, like I said, 45 minutes or an hour before, go ahead and set up your hangout on air. It's called a HOV. And then you don't even have to come in here and put that HOV link for people to watch it at. Because, why? You've already got a link for them to go to and watch it. That's what most of you all do is plsgoldnuggets.com. That is, until last week, we trained on how you could simulcast, and I've given out share codes now. Fantastic. Now, while I'm doing this, I'm just going to say you all are going to be watching tonight on Tuesday, the 17th of February. You will be watching this that's already been recorded via Camtasia Studio, be uploaded to YouTube. I'll take that YouTube link and I'll put it in. So when you go to PLS Gold Nuggets tonight, this is what you're going to be seeing. But after I finish this, I've already told people, look, as soon as I shut this down and it's over, the training's over, then I'm going to reset up a live hangout 15 minutes later after this ends. Why am I going to do that? Because I want you to be able to come in and ask any questions you might have about setting up hangouts after you've just watched how to do it. I'm sure you'll have some questions. And since we trained last week on actually how you can simulcast with me through that special code, I want you to take you inside the back office, show you where that final code was. Because, last week I just showed you it in process. Messy, messy, messy. But I wanted you to see the process of it. And so then later I sent that share code so that you could connect into the share funnel, be simulcasting Coach B's Hangouts on your own page, going to your own information. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, so all I would do is I would save that, and after I send to anybody, I'm going to just choose myself, plsleverage@gmail.com. Okay, so I choose that, and then I can just save that, okay? So that's all you're really going to do is set that up so that you actually have and I can go back in and I can fill in different things, you know, but that's all I'm going to do on that right now. Because now I'm going to go away from that, because you see now how to set up an event. Oh, got to give it a title. Okay, come rock with Coach B. You know, I just give it a title. Okay, now I can invite. That's why it wasn't letting me do that. So I invite, and I've invited myself. So now I actually, look at that. Come rock with Coach B. So I'm rocking with myself, I guess. The bottom line is I will delete that, but this is just for you to see. So you see how it has a nice banner up there? I'll put, yes, I'm going. Yes, I'm going. And then I can make a comment. Just showing people how to set up Hangouts. Recording in Camtasia Studio. Okay. Anyway, you just make a little comment and it comes up there. And I'll see. Yeah. So that you can write in there anything you want. So I'm going to break that down. And now I'm going to go over here. Let me just go over here. I'm going to go to Live Hangouts. Okay. Remember when I said back over here, if I clicked on this, it takes me into Google+. I'm going to kind of take down a couple of these. Okay, take down a couple of those. Okay, so here we are. We've clicked on Google+. Now, what we want to do is we want to look at doing a Hangout on air, because even though we've got the event, I've even put in my link where it's going to take place, but I don't have a Hangout on air going on. So I've got to come down here and I click on Hangouts, okay, not private Hangouts. These Hangouts are ones that automatically get recorded. Now, the great thing about that, again, it gives you SEO juice on YouTube, and the minute it finishes, within 5 minutes, it's recorded. You don't have to, I don't have to say to somebody, well, here's the link for the recording. No, they just go back to plsgoldnuggets.com, and for the next week, they can see that. Well, actually, as soon as it's over, I take it to my recorded training. So if you go to plsgoldnuggets.com, immediately afterwards, I take that and add to the recorded trainings, and I put up my little short video back in the box there. So anyway, here we are. So where do you go once you click on Hangouts? Well, see where it says Hangouts on Air? You simply click on that. It's loading up. And then you want to go start a live Hangout. Yahoo! So I'm going to go rock on with Coach B. And you know, Coach B is rocking with being a G+ Hangout Maven. You are a Maven too. Come hang with us. Okay, so I just leave it on now. You can put it on later. When I'm actually going to set it up before our Tuesday night trainings, I just go ahead and put now, because I'm going to go ahead and go to it, okay? It's not like 5 hours later I'm going to go over there. So it says public. I'm going to end that. I'm not going to have anybody in there right now. So I leave it on now, and I simply go, oh, I got to choose somebody. My fault. I'll invite myself, plsleverage@gmail.com. Okay, so I send it there, and then I put share. Okay, so let me see why that's not sharing. I don't want to. Oh, there we go. It's just taking a minute to come over to it. Okay, there it is. So now you might be afraid. Oh my gosh, I don't want to start it right now. Oh well, it doesn't really start. It just gets it set up. So I'm going to go here to start, because on this is a, like I said, one that we're working on to actually be live. Okay, so now there it is, and I'm not going to invite anybody, so I'm going to go skip. So I'm just doing this for training purposes. And there I am again in a live Hangout. Now the difference is that right here, okay, we are looking at all the buttons again, and I want to just show you how powerful this is. Now I can take this and I can turn myself off, okay? Oh, and I do love what I do. And I can mute myself. So I can do buttons up here, muting, etc. Now I'm going to turn that back on. And the reason I'm going to turn that back on is I want to be able to show you how to go down here to the Hangout toolbox. Looks like a little lunch box. And this is going to enable me to put a banner up here, okay? So right up here, you're going to see right there, there's a person inside a circle. The Hangout toolbox will show up to the right. So I'm going to click on that, and I am going to go where it says lower third. I'm not going to use a custom one. That's another whole training. But I'm going to put Dottie Berry. And I'm known as Coach B. So I'm going to put that there. Why is that? Well, I used to coach women's basketball at the University of Kentucky. And I don't ride that vehicle anymore. I coach entrepreneurs now. But that's still coaching. So anyway, and then I put Google plus Hangout Maven. Okay? So I simply do that. Now I have to turn the button on. Okay? Now, you're going to notice that now, if you're looking at it, it's probably going to look in the mirror right. No, you're actually looking at the recording. I have to remember exactly what we're doing here. So right now, you're looking at it backwards, as am I. Don't let that alarm you when you set up your banner. The reason it does that is because it's mirrored, okay? So if you were actually on the Hangout, you would indeed see that the correct way. Now up here again, if somebody's going to participate, that's the participation code. If you've already invited them via email, they'll receive the email. If you're going to do send them a link in Facebook or Skype or something, just send that. Now the other thing down here, we have to go down and be able to see here. I got to go back to my Hangout. Oops, wrong thing there. I got to get back to my Hangout. Wrong thing there. All my emails are popping up. The actual Google Hangout is coming up right now in a, let me just get it. It must be behind there. Yeah, there it is. It's actually behind right there. It comes up in a different screen. Okay, we got the right one back. What I was trying to do is actually pull this up because I'm recording. Okay, here's what I want to do. I want to show you where you get your links. Right here. Okay, you see these links? I'm going to grab the embed code right there. That embed code is going to give me some information that I need, okay? And that is the 9-digit, it's either 9 or 10. Anyway, I'm just going to click on that, and I'm going to copy it, okay? So I'm going to copy that, and then what I'll do is I'll go over here to my email, and I'll just bring up like I'm going to do a new email. And I'm going to just grab this real quick. Okay? And I'm going to put that code there because this is the code that I want right there. Okay? It goes after embed and up to the quotation marks. And I am going to copy that. Okay? So I'm going to just copy that little piece of code right there. Copy it. Now I'm going to just end that email because I don't need that anymore. Don't save that. Now I'm going to go back to where we were, and I'm going to actually cut off this Hangout at this moment because mainly what I wanted to do was show you how to set up a live Hangout, how to get the code, how to get the participation code, and this is what we're going to go back to PLS now and put in so that we can use it. So you know how to set up a banner. Now, very important here, start broadcast. That's where you do it. I'm not actually going to start the broadcast because we don't need to. But you would start the broadcast, and as soon as you do that, in just a few seconds, it comes up. And when you end the broadcast, it will automatically be recorded. You don't have to worry about that. So let's just end this Hangout right now. Again, we've gone through a few things pretty quickly here, but lots to cover. And I'm going to go back over to admin now, okay? So here we are over in our back office of Power Lead System, okay? Now, I've already pulled up, what? The PLS Gold Nugget simulcasting that we're doing, all right? That's the page I made for you. So I'm going to go to Edit Text. I'm going to show you where to get this video inserted if you were doing a Hangout. Now, tonight, I will be going over to the page and I will be putting in a code once I set it up. I haven't set that up yet, but I will 45 minutes ahead of time. So I'll come over to source. Okay, now this is going to look like a bunch of gibberish if you've never seen HTML code. That's okay. You just come down here until you find the YouTube. Okay, so we're kind of going down here and might have already passed it. This is about having your Hangouts and getting down to YouTube. Okay, I'm trying to talk and look at it at the same time. So let me go back up here, because it usually is not too far down there. So I'm going to move my screen so I can actually see here. Okay, I'm just going down through here and looking until I see, oh, there it is, right there, okay? I had passed it. You see that code right there? Each time you set up a new Hangout, you actually just put the code for the new Hangout in there. That's what I'm doing right now. That's all I'm doing. I would replace that code, click back on source, go over here and be sure and go down and save it, or it will not be there. I'm not going to need to do that because I didn't actually put one in. And then you would just click on that and you would have your Hangout. And that's all it takes. It's just that simple once you use my page. Now I want to just show you quickly some ones I've set up. I'm simulcasting all over the place. We've got this one where it's time to create your success story. A friend of mine named EG, we've got a whole community of entrepreneurs in a community called To Connect. It's not a company out there in network marketing, but it is a community of entrepreneurs. We're having a blast. So EG is, interviewing people, saying, "What's your story, man?" And I say, everybody's a maven. So we're saying, "Are you an MLM maven?" Of course you are. If you've been in the industry, you've got a story to share, skills and talents to impart. And that's what we're doing in our community of entrepreneurs. Now, over here is one. This is my entrepreneurs of To Connect, and we do trainings every Saturday, okay? We call them ninja trainings. So look at all the engagement here with people. They're going nuts. They're loving these ninja trainings. So then over here, here's a Traffic Beast one. Everybody who has gotten on board with Traffic Beast, now we're going to put a new video in there. That's a placeholder right now. I'm just showing you some of the things I'm up to. But this Thursday, in fact, at 7 o'clock Pacific time, everybody who is participating in a Traffic Beast campaign right now, you're going to be receiving an email, okay, about an opportunity to come to a live hangout. It's hangout.trafficbeastcoop.net. Let me just put this down here so you can see that. Okay, you see that? It's hangout.trafficbeastcoop.net. But you'll get an email about that if you're part of Traffic Beast. And you can come, and Patrick and me and James, we're all going to be here talking a little more about what's going on with your with your traffic campaigns and just having a blast. So anyway, everybody, that's it for now. I just wanted to take you through how to actually go in here and put the code for a Hangout once you set up the Hangout. There's a lot more we could cover, but I think that's enough for now. So I'm just going to thank you for your time, and I'll see you tonight. Bye for now.